Todd Chrisley has officially been released from federal prison. This is the moment his family has been waiting for. Savannah was waiting for him right outside the prison in Pensacola. This is huge for Savannah, Grayson, Chase, and Chloe. All of their children have been waiting for them to come home since the moment they were incarcerated. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Julie and Todd Chrisley pardoned from prison. Julie and Todd Chrisley were in federal prison after they were convicted of tax evasion and fraud. Todd was sentenced to 12 years, while Julie was sentenced to 7. Savannah Chrisley has been fighting for them to be released since the moment this all happened. Since Donald Trump had been elected president, she was trying to get him to pardon her parents. She had to take over raising her younger siblings, Chloe and Grayson. The president gave them a call yesterday to let them know that he would be pardoning their parents, and they would have a clean slate. Grayson and Savannah were in tears on the phone, and everyone could hear that they were grateful for this moment. Now they spent their time preparing their room for them to come home. He is officially released from federal prison. TMZ has reported that Todd Chrisley has officially been released from federal prison. Savannah went to pick him up from the prison in Pensacola this evening. The Chrisley family is getting a show on Lifetime. They also revealed that fans would get to see their entire release on the show. This is what fans wanted to see, so you will be able to watch Todd and Julie reunite with all of their family and friends. Grayson Chrisley went to pick up Julie. They wanted to make sure they were picked up as soon as possible and would just meet at home. Fans cannot wait to see this. It seems as though Todd is officially out and can go home. Grayson went to pick up Julie, so he will be bringing her home as well. The two will get to reunite for the first time in years. They have kept their marriage strong throughout this journey. However, their children are ready to have their parents back. What do you think about this? Are you happy to see him released? Sound off in the comments below. We would love to hear your thoughts on this situation. Todd Chrisley is a free man. After serving nearly 2 years behind bars at the federal prison camp in Pensacola, Florida, the Chrisley Knows best patriarch has officially been released, stepping out into the sunlight with a clean shave, quiet resolve, and a fire in his eyes that fans haven't seen in years. The once flashy real estate mogul and reality TV star, known for his quick wit and southern charm, walked out of the gates early Tuesday morning under the protection of his legal team and family. A modest crowd of reporters and die-hard supporters waited nearby. No dramatic speech, no designer suits, just Todd, jeans, sneakers, and a navy blue hoodie, smiling softly as he embraced his son Chase. Freedom tastes different when you've had it taken from you, Todd later told People in an exclusive statement. I'm not the same man who went in, but I'm not broken either. I'm ready to rebuild. Chrisley's release comes as part of a recalculation of federal sentencing credits, a ripple effect of the First Step Act, a bipartisan criminal justice reform law that has helped reduce certain sentences for nonviolent offenders. His wife, Julie Chrisley, remains incarcerated at FMC Lexington in Kentucky, with a possible release expected in 2026, though her lawyers continue to pursue avenues for early release. Todd had been sentenced to 12 years in prison after being convicted in June 2022 on federal charges of bank fraud, tax evasion, and conspiracy to defraud the United States, a verdict that shocked fans who had grown to love the lavish yet lovable antics of the Chrisley family on USA Network. Todd and Julie maintained their innocence throughout the high-profile trial, blaming overzealous prosecutors and disloyal former employees for the alleged crimes. Appeals are still ongoing. But Tuesday wasn't about legal strategies or public image. For Todd, it was about breathing fresh air for the first time without razor wire in sight, and finally hugging his children without time limits or surveillance. I've waited for this moment every single day, said daughter Savannah Chrisley, who has served as the family's public voice while raising her younger siblings in her parents' absence. To say it's emotional would be an understatement. My dad is back, and that means everything. Indeed, Todd's return marks a major turning point not only for the Chrisley family, but for their brand. A brand that once represented aspirational wealth, blended family humor, and old-school discipline wrapped in designer labels. What's next? That's the million-dollar question. According to sources close to the family, Todd has already begun working on a memoir chronicling his time in prison. A raw, honest account of his rise, fall, and what he describes as his spiritual reckoning behind bars. There are also whispers of a new reality project, though no networks have confirmed involvement. He doesn't want to return to TV just to be famous again, a source tells Entertainment Tonight. This is about control over the narrative. He wants to tell the truth, the whole truth, about the trial, the politics, the mistakes he owns, and the lessons he's learned. It's a departure from the glossy Chrisley we once saw on screen, the man who micromanaged his household with sarcastic flair and refused to be anything less than camera-ready. Now, insiders say Todd is focused on authenticity, simplicity, redemption. He's seen what real humility looks like, Savannah said on her podcast Unlocked. And he's coming back with a mission, not to prove anything, but to live differently, more intentionally. Still, public reaction has been mixed. Some longtime fans celebrated his release with hashtags like #ChristleyStrong and #JusticeForTodd trending within hours. Others remained skeptical, accusing Todd of trying to manipulate public sympathy or use prison as a plot device for a comeback. "I get it," Todd told People. "I know there are people who will never believe in me again, but I'm not here to change anyone's mind. I'm here to walk in truth, even if that truth isn't glamorous." He paused, then added, "You learn quickly in prison who you are without the noise. No fame, no suits, no comfort, just you and God, and I learned I was a man who needed to slow down and listen, really listen." For now, Todd is expected to reside with Savannah and the rest of the Chrisley children in Nashville, where he'll be under supervised release and required to follow a strict reintegration program. He'll also continue to fight for Julie's release, a cause that's become deeply personal for him. "I missed our anniversary. I missed holidays. I missed watching my kids grow in real time. But the hardest part? Not holding Julie's hand. Not hearing her voice every night," he said. "We've been married 27 years. I plan to fight for every moment we've got left." Julie, who has largely remained silent since entering prison, issued a brief statement through her attorney. "Todd's release gives us renewed hope. Our family will be whole again, one day at a time." As the sun set on his first day of freedom, Todd posted a single image to a newly reopened Instagram account, a photo of a tree split by lightning, still standing strong. The caption? "God's not done with me yet." Within minutes, comments flooded in, some supportive, some critical. But Todd didn't reply. For once, the man who always had a quick comeback chose silence. And maybe that's the real sign of change. Whether the world forgives Todd Chrisley remains to be seen. But for now, one thing is certain. The man who once strutted through marble halls and designer loafers has walked through prison gates in humility and emerged not unscathed but unshaken.